You think you know what angers a narcissist the most. You think it's criticism. That moment when you, exhausted, finally call them out on one of their lies or inconsistencies. You think it's being exposed. That panic in their eyes when they realize someone besides you saw the mask slip for a second. You may even think it's no contact. The act of blocking them, of disappearing, of removing your name from their contact list. And all of that, it irritates them, deeply. It frustrates them. It destabilizes them. It makes them activate their arsenal of manipulation. The thinly veiled messages, the flying monkeys, the smear campaign. But none of that is the one thing that truly enrages them. Because in all of those situations, the criticism, the exposure, the blocking, you are still doing something. You are still reacting to them. You are still in some way confirming their importance in your universe. Your anger proves they affected you. Your block proves they were dangerous enough to warrant a drastic measure. The one thing that truly enrages a narcissist, at the deepest level of their being, is not an act of war. It's not an attack. It is a state of peace. It is something you don't do against them. It is something you achieve for yourself. And when they realize you have reached this state, the reaction it provokes is no longer a performance to control you. It is the pure, primal terror of someone who has just discovered they no longer exist. My name is Lauren Mitchell. My purpose, with this channel is to show you that the problem was never you, and more importantly, that you are not alone. If this video resonates with you, I invite you to subscribe to the channel and leave a like on the video. I count on your support. To understand what truly enrages the narcissist, we need to demystify what fuels them. The narcissistic person is, in essence, an addict for supply. Supply is the emotional reaction of other people. It is what they use to fill the internal void, and to validate the existence of their false self, the grandiose persona they created to hide the wounded and inadequate true self. We tend to think that supply is only positive, admiration, compliments, validation. But the narcissist is much more opportunistic than that. In the absence of positive supply, they will actively seek negative supply. What is negative supply? It is your fear. It is your anger. It is your tears. It is your frustration. It is your desperate attempt to explain yourself. When you criticize them, you are giving them negative supply. You are saying, "You are so important to me that your actions have the power to hurt me." When you fight with them, you are giving them negative supply. You are saying, "You are so impactful that I am willing to spend my energy fighting with you." When you cry because of them, you are giving them negative supply. You are saying, "You have the power to break my heart." All the furies we described in the first segment are actually tactics to extract negative supply. The outburst is designed to frighten you. The silent treatment is designed to make you beg. The smear campaign is designed to make you react in desperation. And it works. As long as you react, you are in their game. You can hate them. You can fear them. You can despise them. But you are not indifferent to them. And for the narcissist, the opposite of love is not hate. The opposite of their existence is irrelevance. As long as they can push a button and make you dance, even if the dance is one of pain and anger, they know they still have power. Their fury is the crack of the tamer's whip, and your fear is the proof that they still command the circus ring. This is not the true fury. It's a tool. It's control. Now let's talk about what happens when you step out of the circus ring. The one thing that enrages the narcissist is not an action. It is a state of being. It is genuine indifference. Let's analyze this word carefully. We are not talking about ignoring. Ignoring is an act. Ignoring requires effort. When you ignore someone, you are actively deciding not to respond. You are biting your tongue. You are holding back. The narcissist feels that tension. They know you are making an effort. And that effort, guess what? It's supply. They know they still affect you. We are not talking about no contact as a rule. No contact is a protective tool for you. It's a wall you build so the poison doesn't get in. But often, in the beginning, you are behind that wall, trembling, angry, suffering. They know the no contact rule is a sign of how much they hurt you. Genuine indifference is what comes after no contact. It is what happens when the wall is no longer necessary, because you have become the fortress. Genuine indifference is when you bump into them by chance on the street, and your heart doesn't pound, your blood pressure doesn't rise. You don't feel the adrenaline of fear, nor the tightness of anger, nor the pang of nostalgia. You feel nothing. It's the same level of emotional reaction you would have to seeing a complete stranger, or perhaps an inanimate object, a pole, a chair. The narcissist spends their entire life using people as mirrors. They look at you to see themselves reflected, powerful, feared, loved, hated. They need your reaction to confirm that they exist. Genuine indifference is the empty mirror. They show off, and the mirror does not reflect admiration. They attack, and the mirror does not reflect fear. They play the victim, and the mirror does not reflect pity. They try to provoke, and the mirror does not reflect anger. The mirror is simply empty. They look at you and, for the first time, the reaction they see is nothing. You don't hate them. You don't love them. You don't fear them. You simply don't care. This is the beginning of the true fury, because you have broken the fundamental rule of their universe. Why is your indifference the supreme weapon against which they have no defense? Because it does not attack the false self. It annuls it. Think about it. If you criticize them, you are a liar. Their false self can process that. They can flip it. You're the crazy one. Or they can play the victim. I only lie because you pressure me. Your criticism still validates that they are important enough to be analyzed. If you fear them, the explosive fury, their false self revels in it. This confirms their omnipotence. If you hate them, after the discard, their false self is justified. This confirms they were so impactful that they left an indelible mark. But your indifference, it offers nothing for the false self to cling to. It is smooth. It is impenetrable. Your genuine indifference sends a single message, the most terrifying of all for the narcissistic psyche. You do not exist. The entire structure of narcissism is built to prevent the narcissistic person from contacting their true self, which is a pit of emptiness, shame, and feelings of inadequacy. The false self is the guardian that protects them from this void, and this guardian needs constant supply to stay standing. When you become indifferent, you cut off the supply at the source. But you do more than that. You prove that their false self is a fraud. You prove that all the grandiosity, all the power, all the terror was an illusion. And the moment they realize they no longer have any power over your emotional reality, the false self begins to crack. What happens then is not the tactical fury you knew. It is not a performance to control you. It is the real narcissistic rage. It is the abject panic of a human being confronted with their own existential annihilation. It is the terror of being exposed to the void they have spent their whole life fleeing. It is a disintegration. It is an anger that is not aimed at control, but at pure primal survival. It is the rage of a ghost who realizes no one can see them anymore. That is the one thing, your complete and total emotional recovery, your freedom, your goal, and you know this in the depths of your soul, was never to find a way to win their game. You tried that. You tried to argue with logic. You tried to appeal to emotion. You tried to be the perfect partner. You tried everything. Your goal should also not be to find a weapon to enrage them. Your goal is, and always has, been, to reclaim yourself. The deepest, and perhaps most poetic irony of this whole process is that the only thing that truly destroys their power over you is a side effect of your healing. You don't decide to become indifferent. You can't force it. You can't fake it. They would sense the pretense. You become indifferent when you finally process your pain, when you cry what you needed to cry, when you understand the psychology behind the abuse and realize that none of it was about you, when you rebuild your self-esteem, your friendships, your hobbies, when you fall in love with your own life. One day you wake up and the space they occupied in your mind, whether with anger or pain, simply vanished. Your genuine indifference is not a weapon you use against them. It is the shield you have become. It is proof that the spell is broken. And if they, by chance, cross your path again and sense this new reality of yours, this impenetrable peace, the fury they feel is not your problem. It is just the distant sound of a monster floundering in its own emptiness, while you keep walking toward the light. In the description of this video, you will find a link with supporting materials, created with great care to help you understand and re-signify what you have lived or are living through. Feel free to use the comments below to leave your account, your vent, or even a suggestion for the next video's topic. Click on the suggested video on the screen and continue with me in another video. Remember, you are light. Never forget to shine.